We'll call to order the Douglasville City Council voting meeting for this evening, which is Monday, May the 20th, 2024. And it's at 6 p.m. We'll have the pastor, Roger Vest, senior pastor of Douglasville First United Methodist Church, to come and do our invocation. And after that, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by the Mayor Pro Tem, City Council Member Terry Miller. Please stand for the invocation.
I think y'all will appreciate this. They asked me to do the invocation and then lead the pledge at a chamber meeting not too long ago. Well, you know, when I get into that, when I pray, certain things at church comes next, and it's not the pledge. And so I'm just sitting there, I'm staring at the flag, and it just wouldn't come to me. I'm like, but I'm prepared for tonight. I just want to let y'all know I'm prepared. Thank y'all for your service, for what you do. I was talking with a young lady today who's lived in Douglasville for 16 years, retired military, and you know, they could have lived anywhere in the world, and they chose Douglasville. You know, and we talked about there's always going to be people who complain, but you know, part of it is you get out what you put in. And if enough of us put in positive, enough of us are committed to the good of all, then we're going to continue to improve. So that's what we're called to do at First Methodist. We're called to serve. So let's pray. Father, thank you for this day. Lord, I thank you for each person here who has listened to the call that you have placed on their lives. Lord, they think about others, not just themselves. They want what is good and what is better for all people, Father, so that all of us can rise together. Lord, bless their work, bless their discussion. Father, pour out your peace, your grace, your mercy upon us all. And all these things we pray in Christ's name. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, for leading us in the pledge. And Pastor Vest, we appreciate sometimes your hats change, so it can get confusing a little bit. But thank you so much for the invocation. And my children attended First United Methodist. I think that was a great foundation for preschool. So thank you. I'd like to welcome you to the Douglasville City Council. This is a voting meeting. My name is Rochelle Robinson. I'm mayor of the city of Douglasville. This is a city council meeting where agenda items were discussed last Thursday, but official action will be taken on those items this evening. If the business you are here for is not listed as an agenda item, there will be ample time under the items comments from citizens and delegates section for you to discuss your business. I'll go over a few protocol issues, and then we'll get into the meeting this evening. I ask that you please keep your comments and presentations on a professional level, dealing with the facts that are important for this governing body to make our decisions. We will not accept public comments that are considered to be of attack on any individual or group of individuals, calling out individuals' names or pointing to groups. We will consider that demeaning and not ask you to refrain from doing that. You'll receive a warning from the chair. If you deviate from that warning or requirement, a second deviation will result in a request to ask you to leave the premises, the chambers this evening. We ask that you would not applaud or react to speakers or speak to the audience or carry on a conversation when you're at the podium. When you're at the podium, please direct all of your concerns and comments to the committee chair or to myself, and we will follow through with your request. But we ask you will not be disruptive and have conversations outside of standing the podium and facing myself and council members. We're only required to accept public comments during the required public hearings. And if you have a cell phone or electronic device, we ask that you please put those in silent mode or turn those off until after the meeting so they will not be disruptive. Now, this is how the meeting will be handled this evening. The agenda items will be handled in the following manner. The committee chairperson will read the agenda item. Then that person or representative of that agenda item or applicant will make his or her presentation. Myself and council members will possibly ask clarifying questions. Although this evening we're here to vote. If you have anything that's new to bring to the table, we ask that you would reveal that at this time. After that, committee chairperson will ask for comments or statements from the audience. There is a maximum of 20 minutes for those in favor and 20 minutes for those in opposition, and each person has 5 minutes to speak. When you come to the podium, please give us your name and address for the record, and then you have 5 minutes to talk to us. Each person only has one opportunity to speak. This is not a question and answer format. We're just here to hear the information, and we will vote this evening based on the information that we received last week. And if there's new information that clarifies the concern, we'll listen to that and make our decision as well. This is not a question and answer format or debate going back and forth. We're just here to hear the information and vote. Any printed materials, we ask that you'll please give those to our Assistant City Clerk, Ms. Candace, and we will, she'll make copies and disseminate that information to us. There are some copies outside if you'd like to have a paper physical copy, and or you can follow us on the screen above me. And those are all of the information that we have for this evening, all the rules. So now we will get started with the meeting, and we'll follow through based on the agenda. So the first, after all these 4 preliminary things, is the approval of the minutes. So I'll open the floor for adoption of the regular meeting agenda for May 20th, 2024. Open the floor for a motion to approve. Oh, sorry. Thank you so much. I have a motion to adopt the agenda for the regular meeting for the 20th, which is today, 2024. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved in second for the adoption of the regular meeting agenda for May 20th, 2024. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item 24-169 is unanimously approved. So we will move on to the approval of the minutes. Open the floor for a motion to approve the minutes of May 1st, 2024, the budget workshop day 1. Minutes of May 2nd, 2024, Budget Workshop Day 2, Executive Session, Legislative and Work Session, and the minutes of May 6, 2024, Regular Meeting. So this is Agenda Item 24-167. Open the floor for a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes
Thank you.
presented.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second. Thank you so much, Councilmember Miller. It's the Miller, 2 Millers that Miller T made the motion to approve, Miller N to second. Do we have any corrections, deletions, or anything to add to the minutes as it relates to this agenda item from council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item 24-167 is unanimously approved. Now we'll move on to the consent agenda. I will open the floor for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Hudson. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. It's been properly moved by Councilmember Hudson and second by Mayor Pro Tem to approve the motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Do we have any concerns, questions, deletions, additions, or anything as it relates to the consent agenda from council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving item 24-161, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 24-161 is unanimously approved. Now we'll move on to item number 8, which is Economic Development Committee, and that's chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Economic Development Committee at this time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. We'll move on to item number 9. Get past here on the screen. And that is the Finance Committee, chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in finance.
Thank you so much, Coach. We'll move on to item 10, Housing and Community Affairs Committee. I'll ask Mayor Pro Tem if you don't mind taking that committee, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Housing and Community Affairs Committee at this time.
Thank you so much. If you stay and drive, Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee is chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee at this time as well.
Okay, keep on driving. Item 12, Personnel and Organization Committee, ask you to take that as well.
Madam Mayor, we have no business under the Personnel and Organization Committee either.
Okay, you're in park. Thank you so much. So we'll move on then to item, item 13, Planning and Development Committee. We have lots of items here, and that is chaired by Councilmember Nicole Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're
Yes,
welcome.
ma'am, hate to break that streak, but we do have a couple of items this evening.
Yes, ma'am.
The first item is item number 24-168.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I thought I had that pulled up right. Never mind. And that is to, a motion to remove from the table item 24-114. And that is pertaining to item B. Ms. Marissa, did you want to talk to us about that at all, or can we?
Yes, this was a request to amend a condition of zoning regarding security cameras. Staff is requesting to table this item again to the May 30th and June 3rd meeting.
So we need to
Right, so
remove.
first we
from
just
the
need to
table
make a
first.
motion then, okay,
I
apologies.
I move to remove from the table, item A.
Thank you so much. I have a motion to remove. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved, motion to remove from the table item 24-168. And at this time, do we have any concerns or questions before Ms. Jackson talks to us? If not, I don't see any. All those in favor of removing this item from the table, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 24-168 is removed from the table. Now you can continue, Ms. Jackson.
You all will recall from last meeting, we had discussed possibly placing this item on the table again into our next set of meetings.
Madam Mayor, I'm sorry, point of order.
I need to read the item.
She hadn't read item B yet. So we removed it from the table. Now, do we have to read the?
No,
next-
we removed A from the table, 24-168.
And that it pertains to B. I thought we had to read B into the record. I don't
Now, do we
know.
read B into the record?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we read B into the record. So it's two different items, but you're going to read B, what pertains to A.
Thank you.
Okay.
So then, item B is 24-114, tabled from April 15th, 2024. Says to consider a request to amend Exhibit C of Ordinance 2021-56 to amend Condition 14 regarding camera systems throughout the community to require instead a vehicular tag reader system to be installed at the entrance of the development for 13.83 acres on Van Sant Road, land lot 902, District 18, Section 2, parcel ID 0902-182-0018. Application by Starlight Homes, and Ms. Marissa Jackson is here to answer any further questions that we may have regarding this item. No. As she had just said, we're looking at putting this on the, is it the next round of meetings, the May 30th and June 3rd?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Council, did you guys have any further questions regarding that item? No. Okay, with that being said, then I make a motion that we approve item number 24-114.
To table it.
I make a motion, that we table item 24-114 to the meetings of May 30th and June 3rd.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. We have a motion to table item 24-114 to the meetings of May 30th and June 3rd, 2024. Okay, do we have a second, please? Thank you, Coach. We have, it's properly moved and second to table this item to the meetings of the May 30th and June 3rd. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns from council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of a tabling this item, please say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 24-114 is tabled to the meetings of May 30th and June 3rd, 2024.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
Sorry about the confusion, folks.
It's okay. It's a little confusing.
It can be, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, update this one more time. Okay, next item is 24-147. It says to consider request for a change in zoning from public, semi-public to heavy industrial for 2.526 acres at 1435 Municipal Parkway in land lot 735, District 18, Section 2, parcel ID 0735-182-0017. Application by Craig Wire Products, and Ms. Marissa Jackson is here to speak to us about this item.
Hello, we have no updates to this item since last meeting.
Okay. Council, did y'all have any further questions or comments regarding this item? No? With that being said, I make a motion then that we approve item 24-147.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. I heard dueling seconds. Who was it, Ms. Candace? Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. It's been properly moved in second, moved by the chair, Councilmember Miller N., and second by Mr. Mayor Pro Tem Miller T., to approve item 24-147. Do we have any additional comments, concerns, or questions as relates to this item for Municipal Parkway? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 24-147 is unanimously approved.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next item is item, we're going to update it one more time. Item 24-148, and that is to consider request for variance from Section 5.05 of the UDO to increase a maximum principal building height from 50 feet to 60 feet on a land lot of 2.526 acres at 1435 Municipal Parkway and land lot 735, District 18, Section 2, parcel ID 0735-182-0017, application by Craig Wire Products. And Ms. Marissa Jackson is still here if we have any questions considering this item.
We have no updates to this item since last
Okay.
meeting.
Perfect. Coach, did you have a question?
This item is related to the previous item, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Are there any other questions? Nope. All right, guys, with that being said, then I make a motion that we approve item 24-148.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. We have a motion to approve this item. Is there a second, please? Second. Thank you, Councilmember Hudson. It's been properly moved by the Chair, Councilmember Miller, and second by Councilmember Hudson to approve item 24-148. Do we have any additional comments or questions? As the coach brought up, this is an item that is adjoined to the previous item. Do we have any other concerns or comments from the council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 24-148 is unanimously approved.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All right, folks, just one last item.
Mm-hmm.
That is item number 24-163. Says to consider a request for variance from Section 8.01 of the Unified Development Ordinance to reduce the required parking spaces from 750 to 125 parking spaces, and a variance from Section 8.03 to increase the maximum light mounting height from 20 feet to 40 feet on a land lot of 55.37 acres at 1701 North River Road and land lot 173, District 1, Section 5, parcel ID 0173-0150012, application by DC Blocks. And Ms. Marissa Jackson is still here if we have any further questions about this item.
We have no updates since last
No?
meeting.
Okay. Guys, did y'all have any more questions about this item? No, we talked about it a bit last week. No? Okay. Well, guys, then with that being said, I make a motion that we approve item 24-163.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. We have a motion to approve item 24-163. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. It's been properly moved in second, moved by the Chair, Miller N., and approved by Mayor Pro Tem Miller T. to approve item 24-163. Do we have any comments, concerns, questions as it relates to this item? And I know Mr. Mayor Pro Tem did bring up last week for staff to look at the calculations to see what the rhyme and reason was for how many parking spaces, and maybe to make an assessment if we need that to be in the ordinance anymore, so that we won't have people coming in with a,
Yes, ma'am. That research is
application.
pending.
okay, very good. Thank you so much. Okay, not having any other comments, all those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 24-163 is unanimously approved.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That is all that we had this evening for planning and development.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You handled that very well, and thank you, Ms. Jackson, for supporting us in that committee. We'll move on then to Public Improvement and Beautification Committee. That's also chaired by Councilmember Nicole Miller.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Madam Mayor, we do not have any business this evening for public improvement and beautification.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll move on then to Public Relations. I'll ask the Mayor Pro Tem, if you don't mind, please taking this committee.
Yes, Madam Mayor, we have no business under the Public Relations Committee at this time.
Thank you, sir. Public Safety, that's chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Byrd-Danley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight under Public Safety.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Recreation, Cultural, and Tourism Committee, chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in Recreation, Culture, and Tourism.
Thank you so much. Technology Committee, chaired by Councilwoman Elena Hudson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Technology Committee this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll move on then to Transportation Committee, and that's chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Byrd-Danley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight under Transportation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll move on to other business. Do we have any other business to come before council tonight from the elected officials? Okay, it looks like everyone's smiling. We don't have any business. We'll move on then to updates from city staff. Our city attorney, Mr. Joel Dodson. No business, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Dodson. Our staff attorney, Ms. Miranda Jordan.
No business, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Our police department, our deputy chief, Mr. J.R. Davison.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Chief. Our city manager, Ms. Marcia Hampton.
Yes, ma'am. The only thing I'll add, there were some questions about when we would be looking to lease the area at the Town Green.
Yes, ma'am.
And so we said that that would be forthcoming. We've had our essentially last partner event to see how leasing the facility would go, and that was the Taste of Douglasville. So I think many of you went this weekend. It was a very successful event. We've gotten very positive feedback. The one thing that we will do, we will bring those rates and sample agreements to you on the 30th and the 3rd. We will only lease to events moving forward for right now for the next 6 months to the end of the year for, with the exception of the Taste of Douglasville Chili Cook-Off and our events, for events of less than 1,000 people. We do anticipate that we will have some construction going on in and around the Town Green, which will impact loading, parking, and it could potentially create even more chaotic impact for the businesses around. So in order to not put additional pressure on the businesses, we're going to just look at leasing the space to events with 1,000 people or less. That's a lot more easier to manage.
Thank you so much, City Manager. And you all will have all of the requirements as far as the perimeter for safety and all of that, egress and security and deposits and all of that.
Yes, ma'am, and we'll have that, and our intent is that we're not going to be renting to organizations that are looking to do what the CAC does or what we do as far as closing off streets and that sort of thing. We
Yeah.
just think that that's going to be a little bit harder to manage as it stands right now, so we will gradually move into that. But we do know that people are interested in using the facility, and we want to keep that in mind. But
Yes,
we
ma'am.
also want to keep in mind that there's the potential of construction that will be going on around the facility, which could impact any type of events that will go on.
All righty. Thank you so much, City Manager. We appreciate the update and look forward to more information coming. Now is the comments, the section, comments from citizens and delegates. If you'd like to speak to us, please come forward. You have 5 minutes to talk to myself and council members about any business germane to the city of Douglasville. Yes, ma'am.
Cindy Welch, 3002 Concord Way, Douglasville. I just have a question. You know, I've been up here many times about the driveway coming out of Coles onto Stewart Mill Road. And I know that's being checked out. I'm wondering how much longer it's going to take. And if it's going to take a while, can you just shut it down until you figure out what to do? It happens, it used to be just occasionally someone would come out or somebody would go in and make a U-turn. It happens more than once a day now. And people are actually going in where someone's supposed to be coming out. I saw 2 cars almost meet head-on in that driveway. And it's like, you know, we really need to have something done there before there is something bad.
Thank you.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Welch, did you give us your name and address for the record?
I-
Did you?
I did.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. I do think we have an update. Mr. Gordon, are you coming forth? Staff is going to give an update on that project. Thank you so much for bringing it to our attention. Mr. Gordon.
Hello, I'm James Gordon, 6695 Church Street.
Yes, sir.
And good evening, Mayor and Council. The
Good evening.
update on that project is that it has gone to contract. We had a pre-bid conference last week. So we expect to have those bidders turn in their information within the next few weeks. So the project is designed. It has gone to bid, and we expect to receive bids in just a few weeks.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Gordon. We appreciate your update.
Thank you.
So things are happening. We've heard you, and it's moving, progress is moving. So we can't give definite dates until bids come back and all of that happens. Government moves slow, but it is moving. Yes, ma'am. So, City Manager, I know we had some concerns about illegal dumping, and it was a report that was done. You did, along with Community Development, had given us some information. And so do we have any updates or status on that from Community Relations?
We're just waiting for the notice of the time to expire. Once notice has been expired, legal and community development can work together to move forward in the next steps.
All righty. Thank you so much. Thank you. Any other comments from, I apologize, I jumped into the citizens' comments. I shouldn't have done that. Any other comments from citizens and delegates? Any other reports? Thank you. If we don't have any other business to come before council tonight, then this meeting is adjourned.